Hello Flosstube. My first question is there such a thing as fourth time lucky? Yeah, this is my fourth attempt to start this video and I'm hoping it goes a lot better than the other three. I think I'm tired this morning and I've been rushing doing other things, so the words are just not coming out quite the way I want them to. But hopefully I'm warmed up a little bit better now and we'll be able to get on with it. So it is Sunday, the 3rd of November 2024. I'm Sarah, this is my channel Sew Me Sarah, and here we talk about cross stitch and sometimes other needle arts and little random tidbits as well. You are very welcome to the channel. If you're new here, and I know quite a number of you are, then thank you very much for giving the channel a try. I know there are lots of floss tubes vying for your attention, and it's very kind of you to give this one a try. If it's your cup of tea, that's brilliant, great. Stick around, hit subscribe so that you don't miss out and join the community here. If it's not your cup of tea, then go and find more floss tubes. Do not judge all floss tubes by this one. We are a many and varied bunch. We show many different styles of stitching, and we have many different styles of presentation, so I pretty much could guarantee you that there will be a floss tuber for you, and if I'm not it, that's fine. I'm not offended. For those of you who choose to stay, thank you very much for all of your support, and I know that many of you have been supporting me for a very long time, and that is much appreciated. Since the last time we met, it has been half term here. So we've had, Charlotte has had a week off school. I have continued to work, but she's had fun being with Emma and doing lots of fun things with her friends and with Granny and Granda as a little bit as well. So she did have a dress up day at school, and she was also able to dress up on Halloween night. So even though I don't like Halloween and I don't really do Halloween, Charlotte did get to dress up this year. So Karen from the Stitchy Owl, I know that I owe you an answer to your question about what did Charlotte dress up as. So here's a little video clip for you, Karen.
It's Halloween dress up day.
It's Halloween dress up day.
And what can you do? That's your witch's cackle?
Yes!
Do you want to give us a twirl? Beautiful.
Fine!
She was a little witch. This we took as a major success because Charlotte doesn't very often want to dress up or stay dressed up for very long, but she seemed to enjoy herself on the school party, the school dress up day. Sorry, I did tell you about the words. We also took Charlotte to the zoo, and our Belfast Zoo is just a small little zoo, but she enjoys it. It's big enough for her, and she met a witch at the zoo, and I actually thought the witch was quite scary. I wasn't very comfortable around her, but Charlotte was all over her like a rash, riding her broom and teaching her her cackle. So she's had a fun half term, and hopefully she'll be ready to go back to school tomorrow. What else have I been doing? I went shopping yesterday in Belfast, and that's not particularly exciting news, except I don't go into the city very often to shop. We do have 2 family birthdays and a wedding anniversary this week, so it was necessary to go to some proper shops. So I took myself off into Belfast yesterday morning, and while I was there I thought it might be nice to take some pictures of the lovely architecture that we have in the main shopping area of the city centre, and to share them with you here, because you folks are always asking me to show and share whatever I can about Northern Ireland. So I am inserting pictures as I'm chatting here, but you will see that we had a kind of monster invasion in Belfast. So I was trying to take pictures of this elegant architecture, and there are great big inflatable monsters hanging out of them. So it wasn't quite the pictures I wanted to share with you, but I hope you can see that our city centre has some very nice attributes in any case, even if there are monsters hanging out the windows. I have also had the privilege of being a part of Sarah, that is Sarah's Stitchy Spot, a part of her Zoom calls. Now, if you watch Sarah, you will know that she has been hosting Zoom calls, small Zoom calls, in order to get to know her viewers. So she invites you to express your interest in participating in her Zooms by leaving a comment for her. And then she picks at random a group of around about 10 viewers to invite to a Zoom call on an afternoon. And well, it was an afternoon, evening, my time, whatever time, but on the weekend. So Sarah asked me if I would come along to her Zoom call a couple of weeks ago as the guest Flosstuber, which was an honor and a privilege, and it was also a lot of fun. So thank you very much for asking me, Sarah, and thank you very much to the ladies who were attending that Zoom call. We all had a great chat. We introduced ourselves, shared a little bit about our stitching, and then the conversation just naturally took off as we all learned from each other and shared hints and tips and great chat. So thank you very much to Sarah and the ladies for making me welcome. And it is a lovely thing that Sarah is doing, getting to know her viewers better. If you're interested, make sure that you go and leave a comment on one of her videos. On Tuesday night, I went along with two of my neighbours to an artist's house where there was a little pumpkin painting workshop going on, and I thought I would just share with you. I know it's got nothing to do with cross stitch, but I thought I would share my efforts with you. This is not how the samples were, and we were, you know, supposed to copy the samples, sort of. But anyway, this is the result of my pumpkin painting efforts. I'm pretty pleased with it, especially now that it's not sitting right beside the sample pumpkin. Yeah, because, yeah, my art skills are very, very limited, but I think it's passable, and I think it would be okay to bring out, you know, every autumn and have it on display. So it's not going to win any prizes anywhere, but it was a really fun evening, and it was very nice of my neighbours to invite me along. They were going along and had an extra ticket, so they asked me if I would like to join them. So that was my pumpkin painting endeavour for this week. And now I guess we should do a little bit of admin, which is to do with giveaways that I have had here on the channel. So last time I had two giveaways. One is for Nessie Mitchell. I had two copies of this. One was gifted to me by Michelle of Mama Loves GB, and this copy was gifted to me by my wonderful friend Noreen, my stitching retreat buddy. Noreen had picked this up for me at one of the retreats, and she gifted it to me as well. So I was doubly blessed with Nessie Mitchell, and I thought I would share this copy with Noreen's blessing. I would share this copy with you. So that was one of the giveaways, and the other giveaway was the Scottish House sampler from Brenda Keys, and these are both being given away in honor of Black Sampler November. Now I know we've already started Black Sampler November, and it's going to be a little bit late probably in the month by the time I get this to you, but you can always stitch it for next year's Black Sampler November if you want, or just go ahead and start anyway. So I do have two winners to announce. The first winner for Nessie Mitchell is Arlene Curry. So congratulations, Arlene. And the winner for the Scottish House sampler is Stitching in Algoma Marcia 7488. I hope I said that correctly, Marcia, Stitching in Algoma. So Marcia and Arlene, if you can get in touch with me, you can send me an email. The email address is in the drop down box below, or you can direct message me on Instagram, Somi Sarah, and let me have your postal addresses. I will pop those in the post to you the first opportunity I get to go to the post office. So congratulations, and thank you very much to all of you for entering for those giveaways. They were popular. I have this one, The Birds and the Bees, which still has not been claimed by Gillian Beasley, who won a couple of videos back now. So this is a last call for Gillian Beasley. If you are watching, Gillian, and see this, please get in touch with me again by the email address below or direct message on Instagram and let me have your postal address and I will get this off to you. If I haven't heard from you by the time I'm next recording, then I will draw again from the names of those who were interested in this chart back in that original giveaway video. Okay, so that is all of our admin and chit chat. Let's talk some stitching. So the Historical Sampler Company Christmas Stitch Along is well underway now, with the second part having been released this week. You didn't see my part 1 completely finished. Just forgive these threads, which I've kind of parked over to the side and down below. When I last showed it to you, I hadn't quite finished, I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think I'd quite finished part 1. But anyway, I have made a start on part 2, which was all of this border, completing the boxes from the center line over, basically. So it doesn't look like a lot of stitching, but it was quite a lot of stitching, and I am excited to keep going. I really, really love this. I think it's so sweet. There's going to be a little angel here, and there's a house and a Christmas tree up here. A house up here with Christmas tree either side, just kind of like the snowman, but a house in the center. And then there's going to be an angel down there. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope that I'll be able to spend some time on that this week to finish that up, because then the following Monday there will be a part 3 release. So that is Robin Christmas Patchwork by the Historical Sampler Company. It is their current stitch along, and it is available to order on their website. You can sign up and you can catch up. Then I had some new starts. I didn't have any finishes or FFOs this last couple of weeks, but I have 3 new starts that came in quite quick succession for the Fun for 50 Sal 2024. The Fun for 50 Sal is a stitch along that I am doing with my friend Sally from @Flossie Sews and Grows. We have been stitching since January. We have been stitching with the aim of making 50 starts this year, because we're both turning 50. So I am now on start 45. Well, I'm going to show you start 45. It is Home for Christmas from Plum Street Sampler. Here we go. So I started at the top in that starry border, and it's quite a lot of stitching. And it's not going to look like very much on here though. So this linen is Zweigart Vintage Sand in a 32 count, and I'm stitching 2/2. So you can see that I've put in the stars, and I started to kind of outline that top border a little bit. So it was quite a lot of work, but I enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to stitching more. To stitching more in the future, but it is a bigger chart than I expected, and it's going to take some time. But anyway, that is start number 45. And in terms of meeting prompts that were given by you, our viewers, at the beginning of the year, the end of last year, beginning of the year, we asked you to give us some challenge prompts for our year of 50 starts. And we have been choosing from those as we have made our starts and chosen our projects this year. So this one fulfills prompt number 12, which I have mentioned before, but this prompt is from Kathleen at Kathleen's Trodden Trails and from Rosa Moulton, who both suggested that we should use the letters of our name for starts. So across the year, I have been using the letters of my name, S-A-R-A-H, for various starts. And this one is the final one. This one is H, Home for Christmas. So I also had S, which was the Snow Globe Magic from Brenda Gervais. I had A, All Things Grow with Love. That was Historical Sampler Company. I had R, which was Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, the Little Red Riding Hood start. I had Adore Him, which was a Plum Street freebie, a little Christmas ornament, which I managed to finish, not fully finish, but finish. And then this, the final letter of my name, H, Home for Christmas. I enjoyed this prompt. This was really fun trying to find different projects that suited the letters of my name. So thank you, Kathleen and Rosa, for that fun prompt. That was nice to that was nice to take part in. Okay, my next start, number 46, is a modern folk embroidery, the Moonshine Cabin. Hanging about in my stash for such a long time, I knew I really wanted to include it in the 50 starts this year. So I made a start, and this is a 32 count even weave from Picture This Plus called Mystic. It's beautiful. It's showing a little bit more royal blue than it is in real life, but it's a lovely deep, deep blue, and I thought it would work nicely for the background of this chart. I am stitching 1/2 on this, albeit that it is a 32 count Lugana even weave, but it's very tight. It's very tight, and I tried the 2 threads on it and it just was really messy looking, so I pulled it out again and started with 1 thread. And up close it kind of looks like it needs a little bit more coverage, but when you have a bigger picture view, the coverage is just fine. I found the same when I used this very same fabric for the Light a Candle in the Darkness, that one. It's better to, I've forgotten the name of it now, but it's called Light a Candle, I think. It's better to light a single candle than to curse the darkness, is what it says. But another modern folk embroidery. But I also had the same issue with it. I tried starting it with 2 strands of thread, found it was too messy, and dropped down to 1 strand of thread, which I'm much happier with. So there's quite a lot of stitching in that house. I'm really pleased with that start. My house does look a lot grayer and less blue than the one on the cover model, but it's going to be gorgeous anyway. So I'm very happy with that start for number 46. And in terms of the prompts that this one met, prompt number 40 from Ros Clarke Crafts was to stitch something circular that was designed for a hoop, which you can see was designed for a hoop. I'm not sure how I will finish it. Probably a hoop, but I'm not sure just yet. And also then prompt number 77 from Neuf Gazi was to stitch something that was a winter scene project. Now, I have always assumed this to be a winter scene, and then something the other night made me wonder, was I correct? I think it's because of the robins and because I assumed some of this to be snow, but perhaps it's stars. So, and these are white. I kind of assumed them to be frosty moonlight, frost in the moonlight, but it could just be, you know, the sheen of moonlight. I don't know. Anyway, to me, this is a winter scene. I've always considered it so, and so I'm gonna pop it in there and claim it against Neuf's prompt. And then my latest start was number 47, and that was Nessie Mitchell. So this is from Mama Loves You GB, Nessie Mitchell 1929. I started this on a 36 count silver grey Sweetheart linen. It's gorgeous. And I love, love, love stitching that top border. Absolutely love it. I'm using Weeks Dye Works mascara thread for this one. And this is a couple of nights stitching. So it met prompt number 72 from Justine Stitching, who said to stitch something designed by someone you've met. And I have met Michelle at a couple of Stitch in London retreats now. And Ros Clarke suggested prompt number 43 was something with a fab border. So this border doesn't go all the way around, but it is a top border and I love it. So to me, it's a fab border. I really like this stitch. I wish that I could keep stitching it and finish it for November, but that isn't going to happen this year. But I do hope that I'll pick it up again for next year's Black Sampler November if I don't pick it up in between, and I will stitch it. I have been planning the names to insert, so you'll see that down here Michelle has included the name of Nessie Mitchell, who is one of her relatives, and I am going to switch that out to the name of my maternal grandmother. Now she has her maiden name and then 2 married surnames, and I feel like I need to include all of them for various reasons. It doesn't feel right to leave one of them out, and her final married name is not the name that I know her by. So to me, she was always my Nanny Stanfield, which was her first married name, and then not very long before she passed away, she remarried and she had a new surname, so it didn't feel right to leave that surname out either. So I've got quite a lengthy stretch of 1 over 1 ahead of me and I need to plot that out as well, but I will look forward to doing that and stitching her name in the future. So those were my starts, taking me all the way up to start number 47. So just 3 left, guys, which is really exciting. My next one will be on the 18th, so I probably won't see you again before that. Oh no, I will see you again before that. That's the point. That is due to be started on the 18th of November, and I'm hoping to be back with you on the 17th of November. So between now and the next video, I won't have any starts. Can you believe it? Is it possible for me not to have any starts in the space of a fortnight? That does shape my plans a little bit differently for the next couple of weeks. I will have a new release of the Robin Christmas Patchwork, so I'd like to keep up with that Sal. And then I want to pick up on 3 other stitches that are already started, 3 whips. So one of those will be Rejoice Evermore. I am now on a mission to get Rejoice Evermore finished this year. So by the 31st of December, I would like Rejoice Evermore to be finished. I love it as a stitch. I let it go by the wayside when I just go busy with other things, and I want to finish it. So there's that one that I want to pick up on. And then 2 others that I had been working on as starts earlier in the year, the Peacock Tree by Modern Folk Embroidery and Light by Barbara Anna. So if I could work on those 3 whips in the next couple of weeks, I will be interested to see how much progress I can make. So those are my stitching plans for the next couple of weeks. I'm also going to go next weekend. There is a knitting and stitching show coming to Belfast. Now this is the knitting and stitching show that goes to Alexandra Palace in London, but the vendors won't be exactly the same because some of those vendors won't travel over to Northern Ireland, but there are vendors coming to Northern Ireland for the knitting and stitching show. I will be there on Friday morning next week. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. I'm not sure that I'm very hopeful there will be much in the way of cross stitch, but we'll see, and I will report back when I see you next. So I want to tell you about a couple of upcoming sales. One is a reminder, really. Jackie of Comfort Stitching and I are going to do a sale together for Barbara Anna's 4 Seasons. Now, my picture of this, my printout is poor, so I apologize for this, but this is the printout of the chart. So the top row, they've just been reconfigured down below. So it's just the top row of 4 girls, 4 seasons. And Jackie had a plan that we could start on the solstice, the winter solstice, which is the 21st of December. And it's the winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere, obviously. So we are going to start with the winter girl on the 21st of December. And you are cordially invited to join with us. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere and that solstice is a summer solstice for you, do you call it that? But if it's summer for you, then perhaps you would like to start with the summer stitch. You're very welcome. We're not excluding anyone at all. So join us for Barbara Anna's 4 Seasons. This chart is now available through Barbara Anna's Ko-Fi shop, which you can access on the link tree of her Instagram. So I will have a link for that down below. But Barbara Anna's Instagram, go to her profile and find the link tree, and then on there you'll find the Ko-Fi shop, and you'll be able to purchase a PDF copy of this fantastic design. So I have a little bit of work to do to get myself ready for this one, but we will be starting on the 21st of December, and you are very welcome to join with us. So I hadn't mentioned that before, so that's just a little reminder. A new sale that I haven't mentioned before is going to start on the 1st of January. And this is a sale that I will be doing with Sally from Sally Stitches. So there's a different Sally, but Sally Stitches and I both have Dream of a Winter Garden by Modern Folk Embroidery. And a little bit earlier in the year, when I was gifted this by the lovely Joanne, I was gifted the whole kit for it. Joanne had gifted it and I shared it here on the channel, and Sally said, oh, that would be a lovely one to start together. But I had plans, a few plans for the rest of the year, and Sally graciously said she would wait until next year to start it with me. So we're going to start it as our new year, new start on the 1st of January. So if you have this, I believe this chart was a bonus on one of the Evertote Christmas Advent boxes, whatever it is they call those. I believe it was a bonus chart to that one year, a couple of years back. So you might have it and might not have stitched it yet. Or you can purchase it now from Jacob's website or from Evertote, I believe. If you would like to purchase it and join us, you're very welcome. So I am really looking forward to this. The colours are beautiful. So yeah, 1st of January, new year, new start. So those are plans, and yes, I know it's another sale, it's another start, but it's all about connection, isn't it? And I love the connections that I make through my stitching. So before I go, I just have a couple of things I want to share with you. The first is this little doodad. So when I was shopping yesterday, I went to Søstrene. If I've said that correctly, it's Danish for the Green Sisters. It's a store, a Scandinavian style store, sells all kinds of beautiful things. But in the Søstrene, excuse me, I've got kind of a dry tickle today. In Søstrene, they have a little art and crafts section. And this kind of jelly bean shaped affair is actually in their art section as a paintbrush holder. And of course I thought, ooh, that would be nice as a scissor holder. So it's not perhaps as nice as some of the very elegantly wood-turned spools that you've seen around, but this is perfect for me. It holds 12 paintbrushes or 12 pairs of scissors now in my case. And I did originally think that I would bring it home and paint it, but now I'm not sure, because actually I think on the right scale of fabric, you could put something on there. You could stitch a band and put it on there. So I'm hanging off on the painting until I make a decision about that, which probably means, in all honesty, that this is going to sit unpainted and unstitched, unadorned for a very long time. But I just thought this was an idea. So I'm going to hold the top and just show you. It's just a little kind of jelly bean shaped thing, and it is where their art supplies are, where their paintbrushes and palettes and paint, that kind of thing are. So 12 pairs of scissors in there. Job's a good one. And this was £4.88, I think. Let me just check. Yes, £4.88. So it's very inexpensive and does a very nice job. So just an idea for you. It would also make a really nice swap gift. Just saying, just saying. You know, with one of those, is it October House, who did the long skinny ones, long skinny designs. There's some with tomatoes on them. I think there are some with scissors that say snip snip. So I think those would be a great idea. Anyway, I'll forget that idea when it's my turn to actually do a swap gift, but there you go. I have, you know, I've told you about it now. I thought I would share that just in case any of you would be interested. Now, for Get Connected, this time I have another Facebook group to share with you. This was a recommendation from Sarah, who I met and was chatting with at Stitch in London. So Sarah was talking to me and she said, oh, I know you do that Get Connected. Well, there's another nice Facebook group. So I said I would share this with you. The group is called Cross Stitch Friends in the UK. And you can join the group and then you can share. And I have joined the group and I've had a look, and it does have quite a unique feel about it. It's a nice group to belong to, excuse me. But there's quite a lot of non-cross-stitch related chit-chat on it as well. And some people really like that. Some people don't want that, but some people do. But you are encouraged, if you're having that kind of a post, to put NCRS on it, non-cross-stitch related, NCSR. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, the posts are tagged. If that's not your cup of tea, you don't have to read those posts. But it is a nice chatty group and people chat about all kinds of things. So if you are interested in making some connections in the community, in the UK in particular, then that is a group that you could look into. Cross Stitch Friends in the UK. And thank you, Sarah, for the recommendation for me to pass on to everyone. The last thing is then to share with you one special thing, and that one special thing is a freebie. Well, we all love a freebie in the cross stitch world, and Primrose Cottage Stitches have recently introduced Free Pattern Friday. I think it's once a month, and in order to get this free pattern you have to sign up to their newsletter. So I think they have a weekly newsletter, maybe fortnightly newsletter. But once a month on the newsletter, there's a Free Pattern Friday, and there'll be a link there. I will put a little screenshot in of the most recent free pattern. It was called Give Thanks. It was just released last week. And the one previous to that was a Halloween stitch. So it's always worth signing up to the newsletter just to get the freebie. So I wanted to share that with you in case you don't know and you don't want to be missing out. So thank you to the girls at Primrose Cottage Stitches for generously sharing those patterns with us. I think that's all for now. It's a good job because my room looks like a bomb's hit it. I need to get that sorted out. But I will go and tidy up and leave you in peace. I hope to be back in 2 weeks' time. I'll tell you what I thought of the knitting and stitching show. Hopefully it will be a positive review. And I hope that you have a great couple of weeks. So stay well and stitch happy, friends. Bye.